Good evening, everyone. Shout up if you're here.
I'm here.
Been a gobbing going off upstairs.
Okay, it's just Anna shouting Lauren for the back.
I know, but yeah, but Lauren then just went, "Wah!" Hi, Esther. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much indeed for all of you who are joining me this evening. I know it's Christmas Eve. Lots of you have got lots to do, but I didn't want to miss popping out a stream for you. So if you've made it here, it is much appreciated.
What we're stitching on tonight?
So I'm just trying to set up my other screen so I can see the comments coming in as well. Hi, Sandy. As you can see, I've got my princess out because this is going to be focus for a finish. What?
It's all right, it's okay, it's fine.
I can hear an alarm going off outside.
It's outside. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey up, dog.
Go away. I've got a pop-up box coming up.
The dog's come for a fuss now.
Hello, Daphne. Merry Christmas to you too. And Sandy, not bad. I'm not going to lie, it's not been the best week. I've had a few bits that go on family-wise, and I'm just, to be honest with you, even though I, wouldn't wish anything other than good wishes for everybody, I am just over Christmas right now. It's like I say, it's been a tough couple of weeks. I'm not going to sort of go too much into it, but we've had a death in the family, and there's also been a family member hospitalised, and we don't know whether he's going to be out for Christmas. So it's been a bit of a tough one.
We have his dog here.
Yes, we've got his dog. Yeah. So with that, you might just sort of gather that it's my stepdad again that's gone into hospital.
And it's exceptionally fun because obviously we have a cat, as you know.
Yeah.
And our cat and this dog don't get on. They don't like each other. They have to be kept separate.
So at the moment, we've got the dog here, the cat here, and an extra. We've got the cat that has got the run of the upstairs, and the dog that's got the run of the downstairs. And at night, they're sort of enclosed in separate rooms. So
I'm currently giving the dog a fuss.
So it's all good fun.
The dog is friendly with humans, which is good.
Let me just catch up on my comments because I'm getting a few. Christine, hello. Glad you could join. Esther stitching a golden collection hot chocolate Labrador. Oh, lovely. And Linda sending prayers and love, and Christine as well. Thank you very much, ladies. It means a lot. I have now finished work, obviously, for Christmas as well. I did my last work day on Friday. I had my hair cut on Saturday again because I'm keeping on top of it. I love my hair as it is, so you'll see it on the floss tube because I will be doing one on Tuesday. Is that a car alarm, do you think?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's not our car, is it?
No.
So you'll see my new hair on my floss tube Tuesday. We've gone a little bit shorter, so. And after I'd had my hair done, I was sort of straight away up to the hospital. It's like I said, it's been a bit of a rough ride. Those of you that have got me on Facebook will have seen that I've made a comment about it, that if I get anything else more thrown at me, that'll be it, because I'm just so annoyed now that I've had so much thrown at me. It's ridiculous.
None of it's your fault, though.
No, but I'm the person who is the one that everybody relies on, isn't it? And people come to for the information, and I'm the one that's supposed to have the solution.
There are certain things that could be said about certain people, but here's not.
Yeah, but we won't. No, it's not the time or place.
But there are people out there who should be doing at least some of what you've had to.
Diamond Painting Trucker, hello, welcome. I don't think I've seen a comment from you before, unless you are here usually under a different name, but welcome. Hi all, Merry Christmas. Sad to hear Christmas is not that good, Nicola. Hope the new year brings more joy. Well, it will do, because my birthday's in early January, and I know I'm pretty much guaranteed to get another Gecko Rouge kit.
You are guaranteed to get one, because you know full well I will.
I've got one from Christmas. And if any of you are in the Gecko Rouge Facebook group, they've put a freebie out today. Very unusual for Gecko Rouge to do a freebie. So if you're in there, go and nab it. Let me show you what it is, because I've got it on here. Okay. Here, photos. So it'll be another one that adds to the year of the gecko. Look at that. A Christmas cat. Isn't that just special? So it's not a massive one. I think it's about 35,000 stitches. But yeah, that will be added into the year of the gecko for sure. Right. Okay, let's just catch up, because I've noticed a few more of you joined. Sherry, hello, and Merry Christmas to you too. Hi, Heather. Esther, sending prayers. Thank you very much. Diamond Painting Trucker, first time making a live, always watch the replay. That's good to hear. And with a bit of luck, considering if you are a diamond painting trucker, I should imagine that truck driving is your job, and you are now on Christmas break yourself. Hi, Mrs. Miggins. Yeah, Linda, it's lovely, isn't it? So if you're on the Gecko Rouge Facebook page, the one with the red logo, go and nab yourself that free chart. I just saw it and I was like, yeah, that's a companion piece to the Halloween cat I got. So yeah, Andy's finished work, I've finished work, and we are now just waiting for Christmas to happen, such as it is this year.
It's only 4 hours away.
We've got everything ready, and you know, to be fair, you know, it's my heart's not particularly in it, but I'll just do my best and carry on.
I know you, Nikki. You're made of stronger stuff than that.
Maria, hello. Merry Christmas to you too. So what are we all working on this Christmas Eve? So diamond painting trucker, that is true. Started with diamond painting, but now been hooked on cross stitch for a little more than a year. Well, there are worse things to be hooked on. I've stitched, I mean, I'll be 49 in January, and I started stitching when I was 14. So
for 35 years.
35 years. And
would you call it, would you still call it a hobby, or would you call it almost like a,
I'd call it part of my life now, as a routine.
Yeah.
Because it's my routine to stitch.
Yeah. There is a point where a hobby becomes a bit more than, isn't there?
Yeah, Mrs. Miggins, I was just saying earlier on, the bit that you've missed, Christmas has been a little bit of a disaster this year. I've had a death in the family, and I've got my stepdad in hospital at the moment, and there's a possibility he could be discharged tomorrow, you know, on Christmas Day, but he might, you know, the likelihood is that he won't be. And we're currently, you know, looking after his dog, and we've got a split house at the moment, the cat having the upstairs and the dog having the down. And, you know, everything's sort of been a bit chaotic the last sort of few days. So, you know, it's one of those things, and it always comes at this time of year. I mean, bless him, my stepdad thought he had food poisoning, and it turned out to be his gallbladder flaring up again. But, you know, you can't possibly predict that these things are going to happen, can you? And it was the same with the death. I mean, that was a cousin who was only a few years older than me. So I've got a funeral to attend between Christmas and New Year. But yeah, it's just all been a bit rubbish, to say the least. Rubbish being, you know, the understatement of the decade. I should think. I would say the year, but I'm leaning towards the decade. We're still working on See No Evil, but excited to be having a new start tomorrow. Oh, lovely. And you say you're so sorry. That it's all right, Mrs. Miggins. It's fine. Not your fault, obviously. You didn't do it. But you know, we will persevere and we'll come through the other side of it as a family, I'm sure. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you on here. Have you seen? I know you saw the Fiskerton video. Have you seen today's special? You ought to have a little competition on that, on how many shots that you could see me in on those villages, Andy. I counted at least 4.
Yeah. I don't know how many, to be fair. You're right.
Yeah, Mrs. Miggins, that's very true. It is too young. And, you know, to give my cousin his due, he had cancer and he had quite an aggressive cancer. And he was the kind of chap that, you know, a lot of people that do have cancer will say, you know, just give me painkillers, make me comfortable, but not him. He was an absolute fight to the end kind of chap. So, which, you know, you can't do anything but admire, really. But, you know, he fought the good fight. I mean, it's very sad. And I do feel for, you know, he's got 5 brothers and sisters, and I do absolutely feel for them. Diamond painting trucker. Hope to catch you more lives in the new year. We are 1 hour before you, so usually have to be asleep at this time. Well, the lives in the new year are moving to 7:30. So they'll be half an hour earlier. Next live that I'll be doing will be next Saturday night at 8 p.m. But then, was it 8 p.m. or was it 7:30? I can't remember.
I think you said it was going to be 7:30 because that's the time you're going for all the time now.
Let me just have a look.
It would be a little bit daft to you know make one at a weird time when people are supposed to be getting used to it.
I'll have to just have a quick look on my comments. If only I could find it. Jamie definitely had a few tears in his eyes over your last couple of videos there, Andy, the Fiskerton one. Oh, God. I mean, and today's Christmas special.
Last night when I put the Fiskerton one out, I was actually, you know, trying not to cry myself because obviously that's the last West Lindsay one, and it was quite a thing. I mean, obviously it's my home, and you know it will always be. Mm-hmm. I can't film any more of it because I've done it all. Yeah. You know? So I don't know. I just couldn't last night.
Yeah, so next Saturday, the live will be at 8 p.m. and then the first one of 2024 will start at the earlier time of 7:30. Because you will be notified as well, because if you've got the notification set on, you'll be notified when there's a live stream upcoming. Jamie says, super proud of us both. Thank you, Jamie.
He called you amazing earlier.
I do my best. Hi, Karen. Merry Christmas to you too. I'm just looking at getting through this one. Been a bit tough. But we'll persevere. But thank you. And all good wishes to you and yours as well. I have a feeling I've got some Stitchy related goodies this Christmas. And if not the actual goodies, the funds for some Stitchy related goodies.
Oh, you definitely got some Stitchy related goodies.
Yeah.
You have. You got one from me for a start.
Yep. So, yeah.
You're right, dog. You're stood on my foot. The dog is stood on my foot.
Oh dear.
Could you please remove your paw from my foot, please? Thanks.
Sorry about that. Just that little glare on the light there. The dog is has just been sat on Andy's foot. Stood on Andy's foot.
And is now laid at your feet.
Yeah, now laid at my feet.
Proper havoc causer, this dog.
Hey, Casey. Casey.
Really
Casey.
friendly dog. I mean, let's not get this completely wrong. Casey is a with humans. This dog will make friends with anyone.
There she is.
Hasn't got a vicious bone in her body, right?
Casey. Oh, just trying to show you her. She's not moving in the right place.
It's a different story.
Yeah, no, she definitely doesn't like the cat.
Oh. Nicest dog you ever did meet. This dog. Really friendly.
Sorry, my camera's just gone a little tad loose. So just bear with me. That's moving it. That'll teach me to move it, won't it? Oh dear. Yep, so we have an extra guest at the very least. And we've had 2 little guests over the weekend who have both gone home with a bag full of Christmas goodies, i.e. Andy's children. So,
yes.
The Christmas shopping at least got finished.
That was never in doubt, though, was it?
I don't know, it was at one bit. So 31 of you watching. Blimey, I never expected to get this many. This is almost like a normal live. So whether or not extra people are watching or joining me, or people who initially didn't think that they would make it have made it, either way, it's wonderful to have you all here. Thank you all very much indeed. Still getting used to my hair.
Your hair's lovely. Good old Zoe down at the hairdressers.
Yeah, she did a good job.
I should think so too, considering that's their actual job.
It was really nice actually to sit in the hairdresser's chair and just have a good rant. Because that's the thing about a hairdresser, isn't it? They don't really know you, but you do chit chat, you know, and, you know, almost like, you know, I was sort of talking away to her and I was sort of giving my opinion on 1 or 2 things. And she was like, yeah, I agree. And I'm like, great. I'm not wrong. Just move that out a little bit. Oh, well, that was a silly thing to do.
What was?
So I've just caught myself up a little bit. It's all right.
Okay.
I tell you what, it sounds busy outside tonight. I would imagine there's lots of people toing and froing, like doing presents and things. I know the people next door have been in and out all day long. So.
Yes. Yes, them next door are not exactly.
I wouldn't say that they're unpleasant neighbours, but they're not quiet, are they?
That's exactly what I was going to say. They don't know how to be quiet.
I mean, they've got small children, which is fine, but they will just literally allow the child to cry and cry and cry all day. It's
like it's almost as if sometimes there's nobody actually, you know, bothered about seeing to the kids. It's quite disturbing, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I've gone all blurry.
You've gone blurry.
That's it. Unblurred it now.
Everything's so blurry.
Oh, Jamie, queuing in Asda's 2 hours.
2 hours?
2 hours. Holy moly. Well, I have a tried and tested method for my Christmas. And that is in November, I start getting things that will live in the cupboard. and things that will live in the freezer just bit by bit in my weekly shop, the extra bits and bobs that I buy. And then in December, 2 weeks before, I get my Christmas meat, and then freeze it, and then it actually worked out nicely, but I ended up going up to the hospital because on the way back I passed through the town, so I just went and got my vegetables. So yeah.
See, people don't go to markets these days and buy fresh veg, do they?
I do.
Not really. I mean, some people still do, don't get me wrong, but the supermarkets have kind of taken over as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I do. I prefer a market if I can get to one. It's supporting local businesses as well.
It's a bit dearer though, isn't it?
But you're supporting a local business.
Am I right in thinking that markets still get class 1 fruit and veg?
No, they get class 2. The supermarkets get class 1. Supermarkets have a monopoly on class 1. One of my friends did a click and collect shop at Asda. I went to collect it, and there were that many daft substitutes that she had to go out again to another supermarket to get the other stuff that she hadn't got. So.
Christmas comes but once a year.
Hi, Tina. Evening, all frantically stitching the last few hundred stitches on a Christmas present for a friend that I'm due to see tomorrow lunchtime. Oh, good luck with that. Sending you speedy stitchy vibes. Come on, you need to focus, you silly camera. It's not playing.
Where you were going with that?
It's not playing the game today. So I think we've got to just go a little bit farther back because it doesn't seem to like me going close. And it's not like when I'm doing my stitch with me's, I can't lock the focus for some silly reason. Jamie, a bit of a panic buy today really as was working Friday. Yeah, I get that. I understand. But yeah, it can be a bit. Come on,
open sesame.
Quickly.
Milk banana.
Sorry, because we've had to close the door with having the cat upstairs. I've had to move some of my stitchy stuff. Hannah, calm her down. I've had to move some of my stitchy stuff, and getting in and out the door is a bit of a tight squeeze as well because we don't want to make sure that we don't let the cat in. Hi, Sharon. Glad to find I made alive. Sending prayers. Hope things improve. Yep, me too.
Calm her down, please. Calm to me.
Come on. You might just hear the dog playing in the background. Hannah's just come downstairs from the bath and the dog's delighted to see her.
Well, Hannah is the dog's best friend.
Yeah.
There is no two ways about that. The dog will make friends with anyone, but Hannah by far is the dog's favourite.
Yep. That's it. She's gone for a wander down a drink, I think.
Supposed to wait being happiest dog alive.
Yeah, definitely happiest dog alive. Oh, and Hannah's been doing some diamond painting. Do you want to pass it over, Hannah?
Is that a cue for me to go and get it?
I would say
Yeah.
so.
Some point today. That'd be lovely.
What about next week instead?
Funny. So Hannah got a canvas from a local shop. Well, I say local, it's a national chain, but the local branch of it. There's no loose on there, is there?
Don't think so, no.
And this, oh, hang on, let me just, can you, if you just pull me stand backwards a minute.
I'll just pull it up.
Okay. I think we've just about got most of that in. What a beautiful colours, and she's done quite a bit of this bottom section of it, and we're starting to go up the middle, but there are some dots that are missing out of the middle.
Yeah, because I lost the colour in there.
Yeah.
I found it since.
She lost the bag of colours, but now she's found it. But look at that, isn't that gorgeous? It's really
Pretty.
beautiful colours.
I like it.
And the canvas as well, I've only just noticed this, Hannah. It goes from dark blue in the top left corner to bright cerise in the bottom right.
I didn't even realise it said.
So, but yeah, she's loving that. And she's really, really good. She's very accurate with it too. They're all lined up beautifully.
Well, you kind of have to be accurate with the diamond paint.
I
Yeah.
made it right on line. Just made it if it goes wonky.
That's it.
Put a bit on it now. A bit.
Keep Hannah, do it in here. You're all right.
No, Jamie, you won't have seen the dog on Andy's live because she's never usually here except on a weekend.
It's on the floor. You're all right.
That's surface.
Nice flat.
I've had this table.
So, yeah, you won't have seen the dog on Andy's lives. Usually she only comes here on a Sunday and very occasionally during the week.
But due to family emergency.
Yeah, that's what we've said.
If anybody wants a photo, I'll make Andy post one.
They've already seen her. We've already turned the camera.
Well, only very briefly. Oh, split a thread there. Hold on. Right, so Hannah, are you listening to these comments?
Go on.
Mrs. Miggins says, wow, that's beautiful. Christine says it's a beautiful project. Linda B says, great job, Hannah. Sandy says, lovely. And Sunny Days also, which is, I think is MVC, isn't it? In disguise, also says, lovely, beautiful. So, you know,
Very good, very good.
keep that diamond painting going. You're doing a cracking job.
Well, I'm going to do a bit more on it now while I'm waiting for you to finish your live.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying that might finish that movie tomorrow instead.
You can finish it today, finish it tomorrow, whichever. So,
Just to get out. Wait.
so Diamond Painting Trucker says, so colourful, an amazing job on it.
Cool.
So, have you all got stitching plans over the next couple of days?
Well, it's
Come
Christmas,
on.
so I imagine they wouldn't have as many as normal.
Hello, Florica. Merry Christmas to you too. Oh, come on. That's it. My focus is being daft again. The phone's just updated itself as well. It's just had one of those firmware updates, but it's still been daft with. And when I turned it back on, it gave me a notification. I had a missed call at 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah, so any stitching plans the next couple of days? I probably won't pick up my stitching until afternoon tomorrow, maybe evening, depending on what happens during the day. But I do have Boxing Day stitchy plans. I will work away on Boxing Day. And I will film a stitch with me and my floss tube on the Tuesday instead of the Monday as usual. So, because I normally would film on a Monday, but I'm not filming tomorrow. It's Christmas Day.
You can film it when you like, love. You know me.
I know that, but
I'll take it on and edit it as I always.
I know, but I've said I'm doing it on Tuesday, so Tuesday it is.
Tuesday's fine by me. No complaints.
Yeah, because Andy has no videos to edit or anything now, and he is on his official Christmas break from TVI.
Yes, until January the 2nd, which is when the first episode of 2024
Yeah.
will land on your screens. And we'll go again for another year. Year 4.
Christine says she'll hopefully get about half a day. Yeah, I'd probably be around the same, I would have thought. I would say probably from about maybe 3 o'clock-ish onwards. I'll get some what we call stitch o'clock in this house because there's no time, but any time is a good time to stitch.
I've learned this over the years.
Yeah. I stitch in the morning, I stitch in the evening. I've been known to stitch in the middle of the night.
Really?
Yep.
The one on me.
You wouldn't know because you'd be asleep.
Yeah. That's right.
Because there's one thing about Hannah, that kid likes to sleep.
Yep.
Now, obviously...
Yeah, but she doesn't sleep round clock. She
No.
just sleeps well.
No. It's kind of unusual for somebody who's got autism, actually, because mostly autistic people have trouble with
difficulties
sleeping.
with sleep. Yeah.
Hannah's not like that.
Oh, Hannah's always been in a lovely routine.
Hannah loves sleep. Don't you, Hannah? Well, sleep is meant to help the body. It's what it does. It's
Peace, love and stitches. Hello, Merry Christmas to you. Your plans for stitching is to get my clue from the frosted pumpkin stitchery Sal completed. Oh, is it a mystery one? I think I've done that one wrong.
Why don't I put that nail on?
I've actually got quite a lot of stitching in today, considering it's Christmas Eve, and we've been hosting the two children this weekend. I think I've got 1,400 stitches in,
which is pretty good.
Which is good. Not on this project. I switched out for this one just for my live, so because I haven't got much in on this week because I've dropped a day in the office. Instead of going in 3 days a week, I'm now going in just 2, because usually the Wednesday there's nobody in there and I don't want to be sat on my Todd, and I don't have to be in there. I'm not contractually obligated, so, and it is sort of costing me for travel, so I'm not doing it. Simple as that. So, but my princess didn't get a lot of office stitching this week. Sandy hopefully will stitch in the evening. It's the Mistress Sal. It's the Castle Homecoming. Oh, sounds lovely. Fabulous. We like a good Sal. So, in case you missed it, I did say earlier on, for those who have joined me a little bit later, if you're in the Gecko Rouge Facebook group, they've released, very unusually for Gecko Rouge, a free chart. And it is a festive cat. And if you remember my Halloween cat, the artwork by Terra Mango, and if you like that one, well, this festive cat is by the same artist. So, you know, if you are inclined, and pop over to the Gecko Rouge group and download it. And it's going into my year of the gecko pile. Christine will also be gathering supplies for the Haid Sal. Ooh. Did I ask you, did we find out from you when we talked last week, Christine, which one are you doing? I've had a look at them, but none of them appealed to me. So, but I mean, to be fair, I've got no new starts anyway. Oh, that rainbow dragon. Yeah, that was quite nice, that one. But I'm not into dragons. few ninja stitches around this bit. This is the last flower on the top of my princess's bodice. And the ninjas have actually been, they're not too bad, but there just seems to be quite a lot of them in these flowers. Come on, make sure you're still in focus. Diet news this week, I lost a whopping 3.5 pounds, which is an awful lot for me to lose, especially at this stage, which takes me which takes me to 3 stone 11 lost overall, which is 53 pounds. And I worked out that if I lose £8 a month, then my weight loss journey, I should be into maintenance at some point in July, which will be nice. Come on, thank you. So, yeah. What this week will bring, I don't know. If I maintain, I'll be quite happy. I'll be quite honest. To be fair, if I gain, I won't be upset about it. It's Christmas week. You know, we spend Christmas full of cheese, wondering which day it is, and do we put the bin out yet? Thanks, Mrs. Smiggins, and you, Christine, as well. Thank you for that. But yes, I have no plans to stop. I really do, want to sort of change things for myself. Every day I'm finding something new and something better. Like today, I managed to. I couldn't find the right underclothes, and I went and I found some that were my older ones when I was a bit thinner, and they fit, and I was quite happy. But I'm still finding bits like some of my longer length tops are almost like dresses now. Anything that's extra large is loose. Anything that's large is starting to become loose and things. So, yeah, the benefits are enormous. They really are. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, I mean, people have commented quite a bit. Those that see me in the office have been like, wow, how much weight have you lost now? And, they can see it literally coming off week by week. And I was getting dressed the other day, and I was stood and I looked down at my stomach, and even though my stomach is still fairly large, in the grand scheme of things, I could see a couple of, very well defined dips in it. And I was like, wow. Thanks, Peace, Love and Stitches. Thank you for that. Sue Landrio said, I think it was Sue. No, it wasn't. I apologise, not Sue. One of my old work colleagues said, we need to have a before and after photo. Well, the thing is, when you get to the weight I was, you kind of avoid anything that, that would, make you look fat, like cameras. So I don't have really sort of much in the way of photographic evidence. But, I have, the girls have bought me things for Christmas that I hadn't been able to wear, and I'm now getting into those clothes, and just stuff like that, really. And it, and of course, my level of fitness is increasing as well, because I'm not carrying around so much weight, walking around is easier. I'm not getting out of breath. The only time now I ever need an oxygen tank is when I see a bill.
Food's away, Nikki.
Thank you. Thanks, Sunny Days. And Diamond Painting Trucker, thank you as well. August, end of August to now, almost 4 stones. Ain't bad, is it? It's none too shabby. I've obviously, eaten a little bit more than I would have liked, I'd eat in an ideal world today. Tomorrow, of course, I will as well. But Boxing Day back on plan. I always said that I wasn't going to deprive myself, but just make sensible choices, and that's what I've tried to do. But today, like I said, we've had this buffet, and it's lots of beige food, like sausage rolls and so on. But, I've had some healthy stuff. Yeah, I've had the odd bit of stuff that's not so healthy, but it's Christmas. I think definitely 2023 and 24 going to be times of reinvention, I think, for me. I look different, I weigh different. So, yeah. And we'll just keep on going. Overtime definitely finished at work now, so that'll stop eating into my stitchy time again. Although the extra addition to my pay packet was quite useful. We'll have to see what happens in January. But yeah, it means that morning, noon and night I can stitch. Stitch in between the working times. I tend to sort of have a little routine now on a Monday. As you guys will know, I film my floss tube usually very first thing in the morning. And then I film my stitch with me during my lunch. No, other way around. I film my stitch with me first thing in the morning. And I film my floss tube during my lunch break. I've actually gotten into the habit now of on my morning break, I'll come and do all my notes for my floss tube and get my stitching out ready, and then make sure that, my princess is, in a little bag ready for me to take into office and sort of that kind of thing, and, organise what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it looks as though one of my friends on Facebook, who is not able to join in the live because she's not able to join in the chat on the live because of how she watches, has sent me a message and says she says she's here too. So hi, Catherine. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Catherine normally messages me during the lives, and sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't, and I'm really horrible, to not remember that. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I do see that you're there, Catherine. Okay, quick, no stress question. When are we getting an end of year whip parade? I am hoping to do it next Saturday. I'm hoping to film it next Saturday. And what I should do is a whip parade of the 10 that I'm taking through into next year with the progress I've made since January. And
Next Saturday, as in the 30th.
As in the 30th, during daytime.
Yeah.
So we haven't got anything planned for that day, have we?
Not to my knowledge.
And I shall add on the Gecko Rouge kit parade with it as well, ready for, you know, the ones that I've got so far for Year of the Gecko. Okay, probably mentioned before, but what frame stroke stand do you use? So I've just got, for this one, I've just got a plain wooden hoop and I've got my Lowry stand. But I use wooden or plastic hoops, and I've used wooden scroll frames as well, just standard ones, not particularly, you know, not any particular brand or anything. It's just, you know, whatever I've got spare without stitching in it. And then for my to hold my tablet, if I just lean this up a tiny bit, you'll see my tablet's in front of me here. This is a music stand. It's you know, an actual music stand. It's got the little things to hold sheet music and everything. I sit my needle minders on it, and I've got my tablet on it, and I've got my pen, and I've got clips that are attached to it. But that's the only other thing that I use. But yeah, I got a steel Lowry stand as part of a subscription deal with a magazine here in the UK a couple of years ago, and I don't think I've really looked back. It's perfect for me because I don't have a huge space. I've said before, this house that I live in is quite small. It's meant to be a family home. It's a 3-bedroom house, but it doesn't have an awful lot of living space. And the configuration of the rooms and the doors and, you know, bits that jut out and stuff and alcoves and what have you, make it a bit awkward, you know, and that's just the easiest way to put it, is awkward. So I don't have a lot of stitching space. I have a lot of stitching stuff. Don't I, dear?
Yes, love.
Yeah. I got my lunch today, and Hannah had made me a couple of boiled eggs, and I'd gone in the kitchen and I assembled myself some lunch on a plate, and I put these 2 eggs on, came in here and sat down, and next thing you know, I can see I got some floss ends, some cut ends in my lunch. How I'd done that, I don't know. They probably fell off my sleeve or something. No, Hannah, I didn't eat them, but they would have been an excellent source of fibre. Get it? Fibre. Language. She just dropped a naughty word there.
Probably didn't hear it, to be fair.
I hope so, because I can hear the sliding door on my videos, and you are not as far away as that. Yes, I'm looking forward to filming it as well, because what I shall do is I shall look at last year's, and if I can, what I might get Andy to do is we get some screen grabs from last year, from that video, so you can see just how much I have actually done.
Quite a difficult thing to do, but I will do my best to do it.
Yeah. I think it'd be quite interesting to see. I mean, I might not have the stitch count, but what I will have is, you know, how much percent-wise my projects have increased. Next year I'll have a stitch count because I've started recording the stitch count now. But so far this year, up until last night, get my little book out, I had done just over 263,000 stitches this year. And I've set myself a stitching goal for next year to do 52. I've gone for 52 weeks in a year, and I've gone for an average of 5,500 stitches a week, which means that I've got a stitching goal next year. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
To make 286,000 stitches, I think it was, or somewhere in that region, about 280,000, which, to be fair, is doable because I will have that, you know, just the 2 days a week in the office. So I should be able to do it, I would think. Oh, excuse me. Lauren, we need to keep her quiet, please. I'm on live. So yeah, next year the no new starts, and also getting ready for the year after. Try and clear my decks of as much full coverage as I can. And then we start all the things in 2025. And I will be doing a hashtag on Instagram as well. So any of you who are out there that want to join in with the Year of the Gecko, you know, we can all jump on that hashtag together. Not at all jealous about how much stitching you get done. Yeah, I think my secret to getting a lot of stitches in is that I'm a two-handed stitcher. I'm lucky to work from home. I'm an early riser. And if I see an opportunity to stitch during that day, I take it. I know that some people struggle to get a tenth of what I do in a day. And I get that. It's purely just my sort of circumstance, really. I mean, I've said before, what I really ought to do is like a video diary of my stitching day, you know, just an average day. I did try and do it, but then halfway through the day, it kind of got abandoned because I was busy dealing with a call where, you know, I thought that somebody was trying to defraud me in the bank, and it was just horrendous that day. It was just awful. So maybe that's something to come on. Focus. Let me just flick it round. That's better. Yes, but maybe it's something that I can resurrect again and try and do this year. What do I do in a stitchy day? Because then it's one of the things that I do get asked quite a lot. How do I fit so much in? And it's purely because of, you know, I'm fortunate to not have to travel like a lot of people do, and not have to, you know, go into an office and that sort of thing on a regular like other people do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still do things like, you know, go to the supermarket and, you know, pick up shopping, and we have outings, and sometimes I travel with Andy, and, you know, so I'm not just literally at home working, stitching. It doesn't work like that. There's still sort of other bits I need to get done. But some days I can get a great deal in. Like I said today, I'm up to picking up my princess. I would 1,400 stitches. By the day's end, I'll probably get near 1,700. But tomorrow, if I get 500, I'll consider that a good day. Work office days, I might get 400 in. So, but yeah, I'll have to try and do a video diary of my stitching time. Well, Diamond Painting Trucker, if you would watch that, that would be fantastic. It'll stay on the channel anyway, and people can opt to watch it like any of my videos. So, yeah. I ought to really start, you know, and write down these ideas for videos that I have and requests for videos that I have, because, you know, sometimes they just go clean out my head. I know we've talked about a parking tutorial. We've talked about redoing the starting and ending threads tutorial. Talked about a few things. It's just getting it done. And, you know, from, you know, even though I've just said that I spend a lot of my time stitching during the day, I have set times and days where I film videos and they fit in around Andy's videos. Occasionally I might present him with an extra video, but it also depends on what Andy's got on his plate to edit and stuff.
This is why I try to be as fast as possible.
Yeah, but I also try not to overload you as well. You know, I've quite enjoyed stitching this one. The look of this piece isn't normally a style of artwork that I would pick. You know, sort of, you know, like a more of an animated picture than a you know, one with a proper face like Envy, for example. I've quite enjoyed doing this. I think once this is completed, I'll actually miss it off my work in progress pile. Oh, by the way, last weekend we were all discussing about the Heaven and Earth design and the Christmas freebie. Well, there has been a new one put up on the site now, and it's quite nice. So when talking of freebies, you know, as we were with the Gecko one, the Heaven and Earth designs have re-released the Christmas freebie. And it's different to the one, you know, where the Santa Claus that was driving had 3 legs and the horse had 2 rear ends and missing legs and all the other stuff. So, but yeah, my advice always would be just double check the artwork now after seeing that before committing. Certainly before committing to buying a fabric and thread for it, because you might just find that it's not what you initially thought it was going to be. But, you know, at least it was sort of caught relatively early on. It was AI generated and fairly inaccurate in places and swiftly removed and replaced. So the new one, from what I was looking at, had kind of a slightly Scandinavian feel, I thought. I think as well, I would want to incorporate in one of those videos about slippage as well. That was something else that came up. Lots of things that could come up in the new year, isn't there? Lots of things. All of these white areas here will be black. But I'm trying to get the other stitches in so that I can just focus on the black. Because this is now in its regular rotation, so I think. I'm pretty sure it's in its regular rotation. Yes, it is. How do I store my projects in between working on them? In a pile at the side of me. Seriously, just in a pile, just at that side of me. I like to keep them close by. I don't have a box or anything like that I put them in. I just literally have them in a pile because I rotate them out so quickly. I don't worry about them getting, you know, grubby or anything because they're not usually sat for very long before they're back on the frame. I think it works out that every sort of 12 days, I think, given my, you know, office time, each project is worked on at least once every 12 days. And, you know, with people sort of walking past all the time, dust doesn't get a chance to settle because there's airflow, plenty of airflow, so they don't get dusty or anything. But I have, when I've travelled with such as, I travelled once with Night Cafe, because it was too big for the pouches that I have, I put it in a pillowcase. I put the stitching part in a pillowcase and carried the threads in there. I just took my master thread box, which, you know, made it simple. It just made it easy to carry around. So no great mystery. It's a pile. The only one that the only ones that are exempt from the pile is this one, Maui Princess, because she goes straight into a pouch for travelling in and out of the office, and my stitching shelf, because it's in a frame and it just stands up against the wall at the side of me. So yeah, I mean, my dream would be to have a home which was big enough for a stitching workroom for me, but unless I win the lottery, that ain't going to happen. I know they say never and buy a ticket and all that, but I keep buying a ticket and I haven't won yet. Well, I have, but you know, no big prize, shall we say. But after all bad luck that I've had lately, I'm surely bound for some good. So a nice lottery win would be lovely, thank you, if anybody's up there is listening. Thanks, Hannah.
Harbinger of doom in there.
Aye. Assuming everybody's squirreling away with the stitching. Just wondering, since I'm thinking about rotating my works faster, now I usually rotate once I need to move the Q-snap. It's starting to become a bit too long. Well, some people do get, I mean, my pouches are like an A4 size. Some people do get the larger size ones. They're like, I think, near on an A3, I think, from Amazon. And if the projects are a bit bigger, then they're ideal to sort of store in. And I think that Darren, Dizzy Stitcher, just sort of has them in a box, sort of stood up in a box. and whichever one is, you know, next in his rotation is at the front of the box, and the one that he's worked on the most recently that's out of rotation is at the back of the box, kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe something like that could work. But yeah, for me, I just stand them up. But yeah, if you are sort of looking at keeping them tidy and out the way, then yeah. And I get what you're saying about rotating them when you need to move the Q snap. I don't use Q snaps, but I know that they can be quite lengthy in between, you know, you needing to move it, because they've got a large stitching area depending on the size you use and the fabric count and so on. But for me, my rotation is per 1,000 stitches. So my princess here at the moment, I've done just over 200 stitches. When I get to 1,000 stitches, it'll come out of rotation, and then it'll be where's my little book again? When my princess comes out, it'll be Realm of Middle Earth. And then when Realm's had 1,000 stitches, it'll be the next one, then it'll be the next one and the next one. So, I mean, obviously in the new year, with me looking at, you know, sort of almost trying to finish up a loser next year, it'll be 500 stitches on the rotation piece, and then 500 on the one that's nearest to a finish, i.e. the least stitches to go to a finish. 500 on the rotation piece, the rest of the day on the one that's nearest to a finish, should I say. Now, whether I get 500 or whether I get 600, whether I get 200 on that second piece, it doesn't matter, because, you know, we're just trying to get some over the finish line that little bit quicker. The first one that will go into the finish pile next year will be Autumn Waltz. It's not full coverage. I am now about a quarter finished on it. And then this one will move up. And then after that, who knows? So, but if I work out, if I did, you know, 500 stitches a day on this one, you know, if I managed to get an extra 500 stitches in a day and did it on this one, it would take about 3 months, I reckon. So it's still going to be a battle to the finish, and then see what else I can get done. Okay. Come on, show me that one. Oh, I say, I just heard a very rude noise then. Yeah, I have to try a couple of different things. Yeah, you have to try and just find the method that's going to work best for you. You know, some people have a box of threads, a box of, you know, a box of threads, a box of work in progresses. Some people have them all kitted up, some people don't. But it's just finding the right thing for you, what's going to work. Will you, if you be traveling with your stitching as well, it's a case of, you know, which ones do I earmark, and do I need to be, you know, kitted if I need to travel, and is it a convenient way to transport it? So, excuse me, type of thing. I just looked at the head route for the 2024 sale. I won't be doing any of those either. I want to get further on my existing charts, only one of which has over 100,000. Yeah, that's ideal. And that's sunny days, isn't it? I think there'll be a few people that are doing no new starts next year and really sort of trying to get finishes. I think it's, you know, I think I only have really 10 big work in progresses that I use, that I have out regularly. I've got more than 10 because I've got Pandemic, and I've also got Christmas, the Window of Christmas. But these are the 10 that I'm most inclined to work on. And for me, it's too many. I mean, crikey knows what I'm going to do when the Gecko Rougier comes up, because I've got at least, well, I think I've got 4 or 5 on Pattern Keeper now, plus the one I'm getting for Christmas from Andy. It's my birthday in January, so I could be splashing out on another one. I get a voucher in, I think it'd be May time, to join the Gold Club. So yeah, I could have quite a lot of starts in 2025. So really, for me, it's in my interest to get as much as I can finished or progress made. Yeah, she's still down here, Anna. Please. Oh. Oh, never, Daphne. Heaven Earth Designers took the second freebie down for the same reasons as the first. Oh, dear.
What was the reason last time?
Because it was an AI-generated image. You remember the one I showed you?
Yeah.
The 3 legs and the 2 horse backsides and the missing legs and candles in a coach. Oh. Doesn't seem like that they're having much in the way of luck with these paid freebies, are they? Let's have a look. Free charts. I know Mary Princess has been off for quite I'm not stitched the wrong way. Mary Princess has been off that freebie section for quite a while now. Yeah, there's nothing there. Nothing there at the moment. So, oh dear. I didn't know that. Thanks, Daphne. I haven't looked at it for a few days. I didn't take the last one, to be fair. So that was nice. Again, it wasn't really me. And I'd only download it if I had an intention of stitching it. So, I mean, I've downloaded a few sort of bits and bobs in my time, and then I've gone back to them and thought, well, do you know what? I actually, whilst it's very nice and I would have stitched it, I'm not stitching it, and just sort of got rid. Those usually sort of tend to be freebie type patterns. But yeah, it seems like they're having some bad luck. I think Shannon Christine had some little mini free charts on her site as well. I saw one today. I don't know if it's the most recent one, and it was lovely. It was gorgeous, like a Christmas cookie. It was quite pretty. Still sounds busy outside. The cars going up and down. We are just having as well the tail end now of Storm Pia. We've been quite unlucky actually, I think, in the latter half of this year with a lot of storms coming through. Certainly since November when, what was that big one?
There were two, weren't there? There was Storm Babbitt and there was
Babbitt, that was it.
Debbie.
Yeah, Babbitt was the biggest one. But now we've got Pia.
Well, that's how it would appear. So let's see what we've done.
Oh dear. It's a terrible dad.
I know, I'm terrible.
Terrible dad joke.
You still love me.
Poor up with you. Eh?
I don't know how some days.
Well, by luck in judgment.
What you doing?
Oh.
It's not all it's on.
I quite enjoyed my stitchy day today. I seem to have got plenty done. Some days I don't think I'm going to get anything done. And I surprise myself. Just mark off. Otherwise I get lost. You know, pattern keeper is just such a, I mean, I know we always say it and lots of us say it about how much of a game changer it really is. Well, I'd be lost without it. Especially when I take my stitching into work because I take my tablet with me. And I sit there with pattern keeper. Oh, that flipping focus is going crackers, isn't it? Come on.
Christmas.
Very weird.
Doesn't look like a tree. You can't get some. Can't walk tomorrow. Maybe a bit longer. Oh, Harry. When I opened the present, I got off Harry and look at it.
Okay.
Can you video me opening it? Because Harry wants to see me. Harry wants
That wind's coming round again. So there we go. Okay. Pick your next colour. 743. Oh, bless you.
What am I doing with that?
Right. Well, I've run out of chat.
Haven't we all?
I mean, have you talked about it being Christmas tomorrow?
I think everybody knows it's Christmas tomorrow, Laura. Unless you've got some Australian or New Zealand viewers in there where it already is Christmas.
Well, they probably wouldn't be, they might not be joining.
Yet, I don't think. Isn't it? What time is it?
I don't know, from what I knew, it was Christmas in Germany.
Germany's only 1 hour ahead of us, Lauren.
Mm.
So it's half past 10 there.
I've probably known it's Christmas in Germany then.
Oh, we're having a time zone debate here.
They're only 1 hour in front, the Germans.
What are you doing?
They're on Central European time.
What are you doing with the cat?
Just is that for
Yeah,
a
'cause you know
wheel
how
that
ours
come
is
down
Greenwich
to a
Mean
minute.
Time, or
for
British
dinner.
Summer Time.
She might not want to spend much time down
Follow
here.
Central
Oh, she
Europe.
can't anyway, she won't
Okay.
time.
All right.
She'll come down to a minute.
Like the French do, because remember France is an hour ahead.
She goes, no.
You know that because you've been.
So the cat is coming down while the dog is out. It's definitely a,
Spain's an hour ahead as well.
we've had to do a bit of a system. Oh, this flaming camera.
We were in Ukraine, that's 2 hours ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Ukraine's 2 hours,
I
isn't
think
it?
it's 2 hours ahead, yeah. So it'll be 11:30 now.
Hello. Hey, Mox. Dog's
Oh, she's
barking.
Laura, can you go and stand outside?
Just go and stand with dog for a bit.
Bar Michael.
Is that your thumb?
It's not a lump.
So just having a fuss with the cat. She's wondering why she can't sit on windowsill downstairs. Well, that's because she doesn't like the dog and the dog doesn't like her. So I said if you downloaded them both, you can still stitch them. I don't think I did download them. I think I did have a look. She's gone back upstairs, Hannah.
Keep running there for 2 minutes, like I did in the front room. Just try to distract her. Can you do it that way?
Oh. Come in. Have you fed the cat? Is that it?
I think I'm going to get to the end of this colour in a couple of stitches, and then I'm going to end this stream, I think. We've had just about an hour and a half, and I've had a lovely lot of you in. If you've taken the time to come and see little old me, thank you very much. I understand that on Christmas Eve it's a busy time for people, and I do appreciate you coming in and giving me your company. So
Should we back upstairs?
thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for your comments and interacting. Thank you for supporting my life since they started. And I am wishing you all the most peaceful of Christmases. And my good wishes go out to everybody. So final tally is 258, not quite as much as I would normally do. Rose, I'm so sorry. I know you've just joined, but I've just finished. So you'll be going to watch on replay, I would imagine. But thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Your friendship and your support is so appreciated. So from our household to yours, a very Merry Christmas. Take care. If you're here for next Saturday for the live, do join me. Other than that, I will see you in 2024. Bye for now, everyone.